Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to take a look at 10 items that are surprisingly valuable. Like, some of these are pretty crazy valuable and you probably didn't even realize most of these things were nearly as expensive as they are. Some of them are pretty surprising. So let's go ahead and jump into number 10. Okay, you could totally see me through that transition, couldn't you? I don't think, maybe you shouldn't be able to see me through the transition. Okay, let's try that again. Let's jump into number 10. Okay, yeah, that was much better. All right, let's take a look at number 10 here. So at 10, we have the Dominus Afterlife, which came from the Haunted Hollows crate. It's as expensive as it is, or as valuable as it is, because there weren't as many of these crates in circulation. It's event crates, and you'll see a common theme. I'll keep pointing this out as we go along. But here it is, the Dominus Afterlife. Kind of cool, kind of crazy. But this thing is worth 1,400 credits, which is pretty shocking. I mean, that's, 14 keys. If a key was $1, then you're looking at a $14 item. But pretty cool. So it's a Dominus only decal, and that starts us off at our decal. So at number 9, we actually have the Toon Sketch paint finish. So I see people do like the most expensive builds, and they often don't finish out all the details. So there's a lot of items that you don't think about having value, and one of these is probably just the paint finish itself. I mean, maybe you think, anodized or anodized pearl having value, but Toon Sketch actually has just as much value as these, and it's not one that's nearly as popular. And I'm not a huge fan of it myself, but it's worth around 200 credits, and it comes from the Ignition series crates, and obviously you can get a blueprint and craft it now. It looks kind of like a cartoon drawing. I guess that's why it's called a Toon Sketch, but you can kind of see the lines in it where they drew it. But again, I'm not a huge fan, but we'll kind of build out all these obscure items. So let's go ahead and jump into number 8 here. So we've skipped over the wheels and the boost. We'll come back to those later. They're a little further down the list for a reason. But at number 8, we have the Phoenix wings. And this is kind of a shocking one. So titanium white Phoenix wings. And believe it or not, this is actually the third most valuable topper in the game, behind the white hat and the alpha cap. So I got to thinking about this before I actually even looked this up, because I was going through and valuing my inventory. Another big YouTuber asked me to put a total value on my full inventory. And as I was going through and I was seeing some of these items were shockingly valuable, like they really surprised me, things I hadn't looked at in a long time. This comes from Rocket Pass 1. And the deal with Rocket Pass 1 was half of the items were only certified, not painted and certified. So half of them really were kind of throwaway items. Only half your items were painted, and you didn't have these big XP boosts. So not nearly as many painted items came out of that Rocket Pass. So again, you have limited supply, so the items are worth a little bit more. But I got to wondering, I said, okay, I know, white hat, then alpha cap. Started thinking, what is the third most valuable topper as I was kind of putting this list together. And I was guessing in my head, maybe a halo or a stegosaur, maybe a crown. I couldn't think of what it could be. And I was shocked. It's the Phoenix wings. They're worth 500 credits. And I remember, we used to trade these things out for like a key a piece. So they've gone up, like 5 times in value. But anyway, pretty surprising. So if you held on to your titanium white Phoenix wings, congrats. You've got the third most valuable topper in the game. So at number 7, another item from the Rocket Pass 1 is the Mage Glass antenna. And we don't get a lot of antennas included in a lot of the sets that they put out. It's not usually included in a crate or in fan drops, and a lot of the future Rocket Pass post RP1 didn't have antennas that could come painted. So it's pretty hard to find painted antennas. But again, limited supply, half of them being painted, half only certified, and not as many RP1 items coming out. You've got Mage Glass worth 300 credits, which is, if 100 credits is $1, then that's a $3 item. So pretty impressive. So at item 6, we have the Ballistic Goal Explosion. And maybe this is one that you're aware of, maybe not. Maybe you don't realize quite how expensive titanium white is in this thing. But this is an RLCS fan reward drop. So if you've connected your account up and you're watching the Twitch streams, watching the RLCS games, you could get a fan reward drop, and maybe you get Ballistic. And then if you're super lucky, maybe you get titanium white. And the titanium white Ballistic is 1,400 credits. Obviously this one's tactician, so it's a little more, but pretty shockingly expensive. And I gotta say, honestly, this is maybe my favorite goal explosion in the game. I think it's really cool. You just start out with this big ball, and it's almost like it blows up into tiny little pieces of itself. It's a pretty cool goal explosion, and I expect that this and a lot of the items on this list will continue to go up in value. The reason they are as surprisingly valuable as they currently are is because of that limited supply and where they come from. So number 5 is the EQ Limited Trail, and this is another RLCS fan reward. You know, maybe you realize this one had value, maybe you didn't. I think you'll be pretty surprised if you weren't aware of the value, just how valuable this thing is. I believe this is the 3rd most valuable item on the list. This EQ trail is 3,700 credits. So 37 keys. Basically, if it was, again, a key $1, $37 item, obviously you can, you know, get a discount buying in bulk and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty crazy. 3,700 credits for this little trail, and it's pretty cool. It's, you know, obviously like EQ, like audio, and, you know, showing you your bass, treble, and mid, and kind of going up and down. But honestly, in the game, as we'll take a look at here at the end of the video, we'll go and play a game with all these items. It's not as obvious as you think for someone to be willing to pay 3,700 credits for this thing. It does look nice. It's very clean looking, but pretty crazy item. And again, you got this from watching the fan rewards. So number 4 on the list is actually a banner. This is the Solar System banner. Again, it's another fan reward drop. It's worth 350 credits, which is pretty crazy for a banner. Like, kind of put that in perspective. There's 2 or 3 other banners that are like around 250, so 2.5 keys. This is a full key ahead of the next most expensive banner, and then all the rest are well behind that. It's pretty unique. You can't get it anymore. Again, it was a limited item, and so I expect this one will probably go up a little bit in value as well, just like a lot of the other items on the list. So number 3 on the list is a crazy one. It is the Crown Avatar border. So nothing on your car, not even the banner. It's literally just the border that goes around your avatar. This is another fan reward drop item. You can't, I don't think you can still get this item. I think we've moved on from it, but the titanium white version of this is 5,000 credits. So again, put that in perspective on the old scale. It's a 50 key item. It is massively expensive for an item that just goes around your border here. And let me show you this too. This is pretty crazy. So this is the white one. I want to show you the difference. Like, there's black. So the border itself doesn't really change. It's just the crown on top. And like, there's gray. Look at gray versus white. I mean, there's definitely, the white is cleaner. But people are willing to pay 5,000 credits for that little tiny area that you really don't even see unless you score, and maybe it shows it on the scoreboard like at the end of the game. But this thing has just continued to go up and up. So these things are hugely valuable. And again, it comes down to, you know, being limited in supply, as we'll really see from number 2 on the list. So number 2 on the list is the Sunray Boost. And here I've got a blueprint. I picked this up. I actually got a really good deal on this thing. I made by the time I craft this thing, I probably made around 1,600 credits profit trading for this guy here. But the Sunray blueprint comes from the Beach Blast crate. So again, kind of common theme, and the last one is the rarest of all, which we'll touch on. But this is why these things are so valuable, and while they'll probably continue to go up. So we've got Haunted Hollows, Beach Blast, you know, RLCS fan drops that you can't get anymore, and RP1 items that you can't get anymore. And these, you know, Haunted Hollow and Beach Blast crates, they didn't run for as long as some of the other crates, and not as many were put out into supply, so they're limited. So it just comes down to simple economics here. You know, we've got like a static demand for items, and then here you have a limited amount of quantity being supplied, so therefore the price is going to go up. And pretty much every item on this list is just there's a low supply of them compared to a lot of the other items in Rocket League, and that's why their values are so high. So let's go ahead and craft this thing, and you can see what it looks like here. We'll go ahead and build this guy and equip the Sunray Boost. So here it is equipped, the Sunray Boost. I think I paid 700 credits to craft that blueprint, and it is worth 6,500 credits, or, you know, roughly 65 keys on the old scale. So pretty crazy, pretty valuable boost. It's pretty. Again, I don't like the audio. I can't stand it. It's just constant. You know, I really think that Psyonix should make it where you can swap boost audios between different boosts. You know, if I could put Sparkle's boost audio on this, then I'd love this boost and I'd probably use it. Or you use Gold Rush audio on it, or, you know, maybe just something that you have in your supply and you could swap them around like you can with the different engine audios. I think they would actually get people crafting more blueprints, and they'd sell more credits, and they'd make more money. So I think it's a good idea. You guys let me know what you think. But anyway, that is number 2 on our list. Let's jump into the last item, which is a crazy one. So the number 1 most craziest valuable item that you probably didn't even realize was valuable, or probably don't even know what it is and maybe never even heard of it, is the ZPlate Wheels. And to say that I have a big inventory is an understatement. I've been around Rocket League items for a while now and had a big trading thing up and running. I had no idea what ZPlate wheels were when I was breaking down this list. It took me a long time to even figure out where they come from. So they're not an RLCS fan reward drop. They're not a Rocket Pass item. They're not an in-game drop. They're not a crate item. And they're not an alpha or a beta item. So I was like, where do you get ZPlate wheels? They were an item that you could get from a Rocket League toy. So if you were in the US, you could go to like GameStop or Target and you could buy one of these. I think they were like keychain toys or these little toys that Psyonix put out. And some of the toys had a code with them. And you could use the code to redeem different items. And if you got lucky and you got the right code, then you might get these ZPlate wheels. And these things are 7,500 credits. And I've seen these things sell for as much as 10,000 credits. They're super hard to find. They're really, really rare. Obviously, you can't get them anymore. And you had to go get a toy, get lucky, get the right code, and get these things. And I mean, you know, maybe, I know everybody's got different tastes. Maybe some of you love the ZPlate wheels. I don't love the ZPlate wheels. I can't believe anybody's spending 7,500 credits to get the ZPlate wheels. I guess if you're a big collector and you're trying to, you know, finish out getting most every item or these rare obscure items just to have them in your collection. Okay, but there's a lot of items that cost 1/10 of this that look substantially better to me. But these are the ZPlate wheels. Pretty crazy item. And again, really, really hard to find. And it is the number 1 most obscure, craziest item on our list. So that is our top 10 most valuable items that you probably didn't realize were valuable. Maybe you have some of these, and maybe this was a good news list for you. I hope it was. But let's go jump into a game with this this setup here and see how it looks in game. All right, before we jump into game, we have a little bonus surprise. One final item on the list. And I cannot believe I'm going to play a game with this thing equipped, but it is the Motormouth engine audio. Again, another type of item that you probably don't think of as being the most expensive. Like I see these people do the builds for the most expensive cars. They never have Motormouth audio on there, but it is the most expensive engine audio. This thing is worth around 550 credits. So again, like 5.5 keys just for this audio, just so you can have some dude making your car audio noise for you. Just pretty hilarious. So this crazy car right here that you're looking at is worth around 27,400, 27,500 credits. So on the old key scale, because that's a little easier for me still to follow, it's about a 275 key car. Again, if you spend $1 per key, this is a $275 car. I don't think you'd see this car in match and think, wow, that guy's got a really expensive car. But we'll go jump into a game, and I bet you I have the most expensive car in the match, which is pretty shocking. I mean, look at this thing. This costs as much as, like, probably pretty close to what, if you're on console, pretty close to what you paid for your console. You could buy like 20 of the Rocket League game for what this car costs, which is pretty crazy. But let's go jump into a game and see how it goes. Okay, 7 weeks later, SpongeBob, I finally got a game. I mean, this just literally took forever to queue. It was insane. I was just trying to queue a quick casual threes game. Finally got one. But anyway, we'll see how this thing looks in here. I'm not going to wait and try to get one from the beginning. It took way too long. I don't know why. All right, we got the stack team over here. But let's take a look at some of these other cars. So he's rocking Stocktane with a, well, not really Stocktane. He's got green paint, but with a halo. Let's see what's Vash wearing. I just rammed him. Yeah, seems like pretty basic cars in here. I don't see anything too crazy. Let's see if we can get a goal and take a look at our goal explosion. Our banner and all that, crown. I'm playing on borderless right now, so it's super choppy for me. He's got watermelon wheels. Yeah, pretty basic. I don't see anything. And I bet you all these guys would just assume that my car is just a pretty basic car as well. It's like that wealthy car that doesn't look it. You know, I'm not rocking the orange Lamborghini. I'm in like the low key, you know, unmarked Bentley or the Aston Martin or something that is a little less flashy. All right, let's see if we can get a goal here. Oh. Okay. This feels like a really low level lobby. It's pretty surprising that there's a bunch of GC tags in here. No, Vash, you're ruining it. We're trying to see my explosion. That sounded terrible. I'm trying to see my avatar border and my banner. Keep this close. No, don't take that from me. Ah, the third one got me. No, teammate. I hit him with the what a save. He 100% saved my goal. You got to try not to score, and that's when they come. Okay. It was a good save. AFK? I think he was. I think he was AFK a little bit. He got bored. Hit me up. I'm bored. He's bored. Controller DC? They're so concerned. Alright, come on. Give me something I can hit. Oh, the whiffs. How that went backwards. There we go. You can see the explosion. And there's the banner and the crown border. So that's what you paid all that money for. That fancy little white crown on top. And it doesn't even look that white there, but that's it. That's one of the more expensive items in this build. Pretty crazy. And that engine audio is just driving me insane. And honestly, the boost is kind of driving me insane too. Although, you know, this might be good training. It makes me realize just how often I boost. I can actually hear it now. I realize how wasteful I am. Another reason why you suck at Rocket League. Well, shout out to Sunless there. Yeah, so if you want to get better, equip a really bad boost, and then you'll realize how wasteful you are. How often you're boosting when you don't realize it. What's the most annoying sounding boost, I wonder? I wanted to take that from him. Little fakes. What does he say here? No, teammate. Alright, I gotta not be greedy, I guess. We got the one goal. Let's just try to end with a win here. No, what a save there. That was a tap in for me. Oh, I didn't read that hitting the ceiling. That was him. Trust my team. Is it a mistake? Can I get a 0-second goal? Keep it up, buddy. Oh, you just rammed it into the ceiling. That's not keeping it up. Alright, here we go. This is it. This is our moment. Yeah! There's the own goal, but we still get our explosion. We get our banner, our border. Wait, why is it showing his border? What? Why is it showing Silent Seraph? We got robbed! So that is it for our 10 plus a bonus crazy valuable items that you probably didn't realize were expensive. If you enjoyed this and you want me to kind of showcase more items, do more videos like that, leave a like, let me know, and I can certainly put more things together like that. I've got quite a few videos in the works. We have some things with the prize wheel that are in the works as well, so keep an eye out. Some things that you're definitely going to want to be around for. Again, if you're enjoying my content, please subscribe. I would appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Thanks.